They be like, smooth, what? Can you teach me how to duck it? You know why? Cause all the bitches love it. All I need is a beat that's super bumpin'. And for you to back it up and dump it. Put your arms out front, lean side to side. They gon' be on you when they see you hit that Dougie ride. Ain't nobody fucking with my bro from on the side. He go by Bubba and he hit that dance like thunder. Okay, I ain't from Dallas, but I need town boogie. I show my moves on to everybody trying to do me. I lead the functions and all the ladies trying to screw me. Now you just do you, and I'ma do it. Niggas love to hate, so they try to shoot me. Bitches be stuck to me, I think they try to glue me. I make the party shine bright when it started glooming. This beat was bubble gum, so I had to chew it.
Taste me how to duck, taste me how to duck, duck. Taste me how to duck, taste me how to duck, duck.
All my bitches love, all my bitches love, all my bitches love. You ain't fucking with my Dougie.
Taste me how to duck, taste me how to duck, duck. Taste me how to duck, taste me how to duck, duck.
All my bitches love, all my bitches love, all my bitches love. You ain't fucking with my Dougie.
The name is Young. For them dudes who don't know me, I know I'm from the West, but I can teach you how to Dougie. I step up in the club and all these bitches bug me. On the nigga dancing, none of them know me. I hear the squad screaming like, hey, get it, Brody. So I move my shoulders and I take it real low. They like how we do that, he can Dougie on the floor. And when that nigga stop, they like Dougie some more. I'm like a nigga kinda tired and I pass it to the bro.
Oh, that is not correct. You don't need that. Need that though. Where did it go? I had the fucking Ghost Trick logo. There we go. There we are. I'm sure that's not infuriating to look at. Excuse me, we are now dealing with technical difficulties. Hello. I'm still setting things up. Hopefully, though. This will be the last episode. Oh, that's quiet on my end. Testing. Okay, it still looks like I'm louder than the music though, so that's not too bad. I made a terrible decision on the last. Well, not terrible. But I decided this is the new version. I might as well play the new music. But welcome back to Ghost Trick. Last time we encountered a liquid ocelot. No, liquid snake. Or at least that's the type of voice I was trying to do. Which was pretty cool. We saw Missile the dog. We saw the dog. Yeah, our clone. That is a noticeable delay. Interesting. I am going to real quick credit the artist that made Liquid Snake. So that's the credit for where this logo comes from. And I think that's it. Now we just gotta find our shadow clone. Oh, we're back in this area. Chapter 16, 4:19 a.m. Lynn kept her promise about getting me hooked up. About 2 hours before dawn, the phone rang. Gordon? Hello? This is Jowl. Cecil, are you listening? We need your powers. No time to talk. We'll be waiting for you. Race complete. Well, you'd better get going. This long night is drawing to an end. Yeah, looks like it. Thank you for all your help tonight. I'm the one who should be thanking you. the other end of the phone line. Finally gonna find all my answers. I better go. A single telephone line connects me and the other Cecil. But that single line spreads out like a spider's web to ensnare the fates of many people. As you can see, we're going in a fucking submarine. Just reached the center of the web.
Welcome to the Yolna. Detective Jode. My detective senses must have gone rusty. I didn't even sense your presence here in the dark. It's because I switched off the power to my mask off, Detective Jode. I used your phone. I hope you don't mind.
Egad, never thought you'd track us here, especially seeing as you're a death row inmate.
And I'm equally surprised about your choice of transportation. A submarine, eh?
But how did you find us, my man? Not even the police knew where the Yona was going to surface, confound it.
We detectives have a little saying. If there's something you want to know about a case, ask the criminals. The bullet the man in red was shot with had a radio transmitter in it. I've got a little something for you. Cabanel had given me some pretty weird presents in the past, but they always proved useful. This one was a radio receiver made to look like a pocket watch.
Yes, Inspector Cabanella. I hear he's an excellent investigator.
By the way, where's that man in red? I know he's on this submarine somewhere.
Ah, Cecil, you mean?
You?
You can relax, that's nothing but his shell.
His shell, eh?
His spirit isn't here right now. Most likely right about now. He's controlling your daughter.
Please, I beg you, let my daughter go. If you need a hostage, take me, just please let her go.
Bah!
I'm glad you asked.
There's something our nation needs. Cecil has it. That's all we care about, my man. Nothing else matters. However, it would appear Cecil has underestimated us. He's left behind his precious bargaining chip here.
Bargaining chip?
Our nation has already researched it. This product that Cecil has to offer. The source of his powers.
Cool. What in the world was that?
Temsic fragment gives spirits special powers. And now our deal with Cecil has concluded as far as we're concerned.
What are you talking about?
What a mistake to make right at the most crucial moment. Now then, Detective Jowd. Farewell.
what in the world? The whole room just vanished. Detective Jowd! Where did he go? What now? I think I heard an explosion somewhere. In any case, Lynn and the little lady should be here somewhere. I smell danger. I'd better find them, and fast. So, you're here, huh?
It's Missile!
Yes, I think I remember who you are by now. What do you suppose that shock was a minute ago?
I have no idea, of course. I'm just a little sheltered apartment dog.
But with my loss of memory, I can't say I'm much better.
Anyway, let's hurry up and save Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla.
You think that trusty nose of yours can sniff them out?
I'm sorry to say, but I don't think it can.
Why'd I even bother to ask? But you do have that power to swap objects. Let's go find that lady detective and the little lady together.
You got it!
Phone. That telephone is ringing.
Wow! It's Miss Camilla, I just know it. My trusty nose is practically screaming at me.
I think you'd call that more of a hunch. Anyway, let's get to that phone before it stops ringing.
You bet!
I think I just heard another little explosion in the distance. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Cecil, look! That black hello! It came off the hook!
Uh-oh. I'd better answer it fast.
Hello? Is anybody there?
It's her, the little lady. It's Cecil. Where are you?
Somebody, please answer.
I guess she can't hear my voice.
It's you, huh? Oh, I thought she was just ignoring me. Somebody help me. Lynn, please.
You said Lynn.
Miss Lynn!
We better hurry.
Let's go, Cecil.
Let's go there. Uh-oh. Somebody died again.
It's no use. Nobody's answering. Miss Camilla! And Miss Lynn! Oh, poor Miss Lynn.
Yeah, she can't seem to catch a break. Looks like another tragedy has happened. Sorry to keep you waiting, little lady.
I knew you'd come. Miss Camilla! Miss Camilla! And Missile, too! I'm so glad you're alright. Well, I wouldn't say I'm alright exactly. Hey, wait a minute! Missile, your voice! I think I remember hearing it somewhere before. What? My voice?
Ah, that's right. Mila's a core now, so that means she did hear Missile's voice before, when he saved her that time.
No, that was you, wasn't it, Missile? You're the one who saved me in the park tonight. Thank you. Miss Camilla. I'm so glad I was born your little doggy.
Hey, Missile, could you stay here and watch over your mistress for a little while?
Don't you need my powers?
I'll see what I can do on my own for a while. I need to make the gameplay a little harder. After all, you're the only one who can protect her.
Okay, I'll do it. Thank you, Missile.
Trick time. I wonder what happened this time. I better talk to the little lady a little more. And then I better do something about the detective lady. Can I talk to you a minute?
Yes?
Could you tell me what happened to you? What happened after I last saw you at your old house?
Oh, let's see, after that. I think I fell asleep. After getting folded like a fucking pretzel, I woke up to the sound of an engine.
So she was already in the submarine by then, eh?
I thought to myself, I have to escape. Next thing I knew, I found myself in this big room. I was so tired, I couldn't move. And then... Camila!
Let me just adjust things real quick. I need my blankie. Forget about it.
I was so relieved I don't remember what happened after that.
She must have passed out, the poor thing. You've been through so much. You're very brave.
I think Lynn's probably been through more than me. After all, she's fucking dead in that water.
It was way too fluid. You've both been brave.
I want to talk to the doggy.
I'm sorry, I can't help right now, Cecil. But I think I'd better stay with Miss Camila.
Yeah, that's right. Alright, I think so too. After all, you're the only one who can protect her.
Oh, thank you. Cecil?
Yeah?
Could you say that again? I really like the sound of that.
Yeah, maybe later. Oh boy.
What? What do you mean, jumping poltergeist background? Sure. Oh, I didn't realize that. Cool.
Oh, Cecil. Oh, Cecil, you're here.
Lynn, what in the world happened here?
I don't know.
Huh?
I just sort of blacked out all of a sudden. Next thing I know, I was dead.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't know in that case.
Where's Detective Jowd? Is he alright?
I don't know.
Huh?
The room he was in just disappeared all of a sudden.
Now it's even making less sense than before. After we left the Super's office, we followed them after the man in red. We tracked him with that radio transmitter Inspector Cabanella fired into him with the bullet. The man in red took a boat out to sea from a small harbor on the edge of town. Detective Jowd and I managed to secretly stow away on his boat. Then we sneaked onto the submarine with him when it surfaced.
They just take a sip of fucking water. I'm glad you asked. The fates decided she would die tonight. I don't actually know.
Or long the submarine dove back down again. Detective Jowd and I decided to split up. He would take care of the telephone line, and I would look for Camilla. I found Camilla hiding here in the engine room. She had escaped and run away here.
Wow, it's quite an adventure. What happened next?
I don't know.
Huh.
There's a flash of white all of a sudden. Next thing I know, I was dead.
Oh boy. Sounds like it'd be quicker to see for myself.
Camilla, are you okay? Camilla?
Hello, Lynn. Or is it Detective now? It's been 10 years since we last met.
Are you really that man from the park 10 years ago?
Well, well, I see there's no need to introduce myself.
Give Camille back. She has nothing to do with any of this.
I'm afraid I can't do that. This is my last chance.
The phone was ringing.
It's not for me. Nobody ever calls the dead. The fact that you're here means that my revenge plan has failed.
Revenge plan?
It didn't happen tonight, did it? His execution.
Well,
knowing him, I expected half as much. That's why I was waiting here like this, waiting for him to show up. Wouldn't it be just what he wanted, to be executed by his own daughter?
I heard about 10 years ago. I feel sorry about what happened to you. Revenge?
Nobody could possibly know.
What I've... What in the world? An explosion?
Uh-oh. I've got a bad feeling about this. Have I been...
Look out!
Revenge, huh? It's a feeling I just can't understand.
Of course not. You're not him.
He's right. I'm not him, am I?
He was gonna shoot Detective Jowd as Camilla when he came to rescue her. Just too horrible.
Anyway, let's bring you back to life. Again.
You'd have to add that again part.
Let's see the cause of death this time.
Was that mysterious explosion?
You're pretty up for a dead woman.
You know how detectives love a good mystery. It's like a shot of vitamins. What do you mean for a dead woman?
Anyway, I guess we should look for a way to stop that explosion.
Alright, let's do this thing. Finding clues is like a dose of minerals to a detective.
I'm afraid with my memory loss, I have no idea what vitamins or minerals are.
Uh-oh. Camille?
It's been 10 years. Not for me. Nobody ever calls the dead. It's no use. I can't get the line to work. It's funny. I thought I could use the phone in the past if someone was calling. What are you talking about? The receiver has to be off the hook first, silly. Well, don't look at me. I can't do it. I don't have any hands or feet right now. Somebody, please answer the phone. If you want something done, you have to do it yourself. Hey, we somehow managed to knock down the receiver. Somehow managed? Who's to say that's not how I planned it? Come on, hurry! Now's your chance to get on the phone. Might be Detective Jowd. He's right. I better check it out.
Hello, anyone there? If anyone's still there, get yourself a here. On the double, we're about to head out. Speak up! Why don't you answer? Anyway, if you're coming, we're leaving. So it must be true what they say. If there are restless ghosts on board. Updated the phone book. That does it. I promise to turn over a new leaf, Mom.
Who's he calling restless ghosts? Well, it's true neither of us is really resting in peace. Anyway, looks like the sub just lost one of its crew. I guess that means the fate of this sub has changed slightly.
Cecil has underestimated us. He's left behind his precious bargaining chip here.
Bargaining chip?
We're going to shove this egg up his ass.
It's Detective Jowd! What's going on here there? We saw this little deal go down once before. Just a minute. Man in Red is about to get his Temsec fragment taken away. I don't get it. What's happening? Decided to conclude the deal without the other party present. We're going to just go ahead and steal the Temsec fragment. Huh? But that's cheating! I think we have more important things to think about right now. Where's the Temsec fragment going to go? Nothing's happening. Sure, seems like it should do something. Maybe just some kind of ornament. Budge. Maybe it's broken. Oh well. I guess I don't have to lower it right now. If I ever have to move it, I could probably get Lynn to do it for me. Shit.
Ah, the Temsec fragment. You're mine at last. The objective has been achieved. Now we detach the control room as planned.
Yes, sir. Farewell, sir.
Cecil, what just happened? The whole room just disappeared with Detective Jowd in it. Don't worry, Lane. I bet Detective Jowd can take care of himself. Main thing right now is rescuing you and the little lady. Can't believe this is happening.
Now then, I'd better hurry along before Cecil discovers what he's lost and comes after me. Yona will be his coffin. May it lie buried here in the deep sea forever. Farewell, Cecil.
So that's the cause of that giant explosion. Huh? What is it? Don't tell me that's another thing you've forgotten. The torpedo! It's like, well, you've heard of a missile before, haven't you? Yeah, sure. But a different missile comes more readily to mind. Looks like he plans to sink the submarine with that thing. This is not good. We should do something before the torpedo is fired. We can't let it launch. What can we do? Just get to the torpedo as fast as we can. Maybe we can find a way to stop it somehow. Somehow. A true detective never gives up. Well, we certainly can't just ignore it. Come on. No time. It's gonna launch. Don't worry, we can still find a way to stop it. What? How? Even if the torpedo does launch, we just have to stop it from detonating, right? There's still something we can do. I hope. That was the I hope at the end, the strongest part of this sentence. Okay, here goes.
Hello, Mr. Rat.
It's Jonic. Came along for the ride without giving it too much thought. Was this really the best move? I think so. You just have to keep it from going off, right? Sure, this poor little rat will thank us too. How the world did it get in here? Jonic. Gotcha. These outside parts are supposed to be the weights of some sort. Spinning black things, right? Oh, their spinning helps with the torpedo maintain its balance. They must be pretty heavy. I wonder if we can use these weights to our advantage somehow. Do you know how a torpedo works? No, I can't say I do. Detectives sure know a lot.
I'm doing maintenance.
No, I can't say I do. Detectives sure know a lot. Hell yeah. I saw it explained once in a book. On impact, the fuse in the tip is depressed. Oh, I'm sorry. That in turn sets off the detonator. Detonator, huh? That must be the red button. How do we stop it? They didn't explain anything about that in the book. Well, detectives sure know a lot. Or not. This looks like just the thing. We clamp this thing on the fuse. It should keep it from moving. So what does that mean exactly? Means we might be able to stop the torpedo from exploding with this. I have to admit, I don't understand all the details. But I do want to give it a try. But before we can do that, it's like we have to get something out of the way first. The stubborn little thing, isn't it? Quite a worthy adversary. You do know the rat isn't the main focus here, don't you? Okay, true. Until it's out of the way, we can't set the safety device. You're right. If only our missile was here right now. We have to get this little creature to leave somehow. Great. We've dumped the little creature off. Wow, those weights were heavy enough to turn the whole torpedo over. Now for that safety device. Right. There, we clamped the safety device on. We did it! That should keep the torpedo from exploding. There's just one problem. What's that? The torpedo is still going to impact. We can't do anything about that. Uh-oh. What was that noise? Looks like the torpedo still hit the submarine. It looks like the submarine is still okay. This changes everybody's fate, including the little rats. Cecil, we did it! What's the matter? You still look unhappy. We stopped the torpedo from blowing up. We still open up a gaping hole in the submarine. You're right. I guess that's what missiles do. They're unstoppable. Huh? Am I hearing things? Anyway, I guess we'd better get back to the present as quickly as we can. Right, I'm worried about Camilla. We managed to stop death for now, but it hasn't disappeared altogether. It's now slowly, surely filling the room. Uh-oh. Water is seeping in through the hole where the torpedo hits. I've got to get them out of here. I better go meet up with Lynn. The lights went out, but this machine apparently still works. Unfortunately, I guess it won't run for very long. Maybe I can use its movements to help me create a path. Better hurry over to Lynn. Not safe to stay here. I just don't have the power to stop that water from coming in.
Camila, you're awake. How do you feel? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I pointed that gun at you. Don't worry about that. That wasn't you. Miss Camila! Oh, Missile, you're here. Oh, poor Miss Camila. Miss Lynn, what should we do? We have to get out of here before any more water comes in. Cecil should be along any second. I knew he would come. And Missy is here too. I'm so happy everybody's going to be with me now. Camila! Miss Camila! I'll get you out of here. So, if it's the last thing I do... Oh, I think I'm gonna cry. Or whimper, as the case may be. Better send a signal to Lynn that I'm here, before it's too late. Oh, look at that flashlight. It's Cecil. He's here. Up you go. I'm glad you're here, Cecil. Sorry for the wait. Looks like this room is gonna fill up with water fast. Better get out that door as quick as we can. We won't be getting out of that door, I'm afraid. Water pressure is too great already. I can't open it. What? What does water pressure mean? Think of it as the force of the water holding the door closed. Water level keeps getting higher and higher in here. So the only way out of here is up, huh? Exactly. Okay, I got it. Let's look for a path that goes up. The ladder. Hey, I wonder... Look at that ladder. I wonder if we can get it down somehow. Good idea. Let's try it. Oh, and by the way... Yes? I can't swim. Neither can Camila. Don't you have any good news for me? Let me think about it in the meantime. Could you, hurry, please? Better leave the flashlight on. If I turn it off, Lynn won't be able to see. You did it, Cecil. Thanks. Eek! What was that? It's like the water seeping in isn't the only thing we have to worry about. Giant squids are attacking the submarine. Huh? Diesel, the flashlight doesn't work anymore. Hey, don't get mad at me. Maybe the contacts are bad or something. Hey, I know, you can fix it with your powers. Okay, now that's just taking things too far. Oh, hey, great. Did you just be an electrician in your past life or something? That's a cruel question, considering the circumstances. All we have to do is get to that door and we're safe. Eek! Welcome to a sequence that I still remember from when I saw this 12 years ago. Ow! What happened now?
Looks like the submarine decided to rear up on its hind legs.
I can't believe we're still okay after that fall. Either way, we're really lucky, or we're dead and we just haven't realized it yet.
Come on now, as if the latter could be true.
What now? The water sure is rising fast.
Come on. We just have to go up to the top. See how I can help with my ghost tricks. Well, well. I think I see a familiar flame over there.
Cecil, there you are! How's it going?
How's it going? I'd say it was going pretty badly. You do understand how dangerous this situation is, don't you?
Of course, after all. Just ask anybody who knows me how much I hate taking a bath.
Maybe he's been in danger of drowning before himself. Okay, ready to create a path for these ladies?
Of course.
There we go. How about that?
Yeah, I changed my mind. For this song in particular.
Better hurry. I don't think that water's gonna wait for you.
Ouch! Now, the steam is getting in the way. It's too hot to get through.
What?
There's no way to go around either. Think you can do something? Of course we can!
We have to.
Look at this! If I swap the pipes!
Changes how the steam comes out, huh?
Oh, I get it, because the cracks in each pipe are different, right?
Each pipe sprays out the steam in a different way, eh? I bet that will come in handy.
Here comes that water again.
Oh, I wish I could drink it all up for you.
No, Missile, it's too salty.
I think the more relevant point is that he's dead, so he can't drink it.
Whatever, just do something about the steam.
Leave it to me, Miss Lynn.
Thanks, Missile.
By closing this valve, I've shut off the steam flow to the first pipe. There. How does that look?
It looks great. All that horrible steam is cleared out of the way.
Okay. It's not far now. Try to move forward.
Ouch. Look up there. I can just make it up to that door. We can escape. Now, how in the world am I going to get up there?
Don't yell at me.
You want to yell, you can yell at me.
Missile.
How can I yell at you when you're so sweet about it?
I think you just did.
Let's look for something to pull Miss Lynn up with.
Yes. Something to whisk Miss Lynn and glide her ever so gently to the top with.
There, you being sarcastic. Alright, now this is what I'm talking about. Okay, raise away. Okay, we'll go back to the new one. Sorry, I can't do it. Open it, hurry.
Is there any way to ask for something?
She's gonna fucking die, Cecil. It's no use. I can't budge it. It must be stuck. Oh no! No! This way!
What just happened? Can't believe my eyes. Lynn and the little lady suddenly vanished, leaving only darkness and seawater. The submarine continues to sink down into the deep, deep sea. But I still want to try and make my way up as far as possible. I still want to head up, find a single ray of light, to illuminate the truth, bottom of the deep, deep darkness. Chapter 16.
keep going. Chapter 17, 5:10 a.m. The upend submarine continues to sink slowly but surely. A long, long journey to the bottom of the sea. Lynn and the little lady found the darkness and the salt water closing in on them. At the very last second, something saved them. Now it looks down at them quietly. My head is filled with one giant question. What in the world is this thing? Eek!
I see you managed to survive, Detective.
Hey, you're...
Excuse my appearance, I seem to have lost my body. Oh, and you there. You're the ghost who's been saving Lynn all evening, aren't you?
You knew about me all along?
Of course. What else would explain all those unnatural things happening?
If you knew, how come you didn't do anything about it all this time? And how come you decided to save us all of a sudden? I thought you wanted to get revenge on us.
That was before they tried to kill me. I don't really know.
Please, you gotta tell me. I need to know. Who in the world are you? Cecil! Look at you, what happened? Can't hold on to that image of myself any longer.
You can't remember who you are.
That's right. I came all this way tonight, trying to chase down my lost memory. Quite a bit of tonight. I thought I was you, Cecil.
Cecil. My name isn't Cecil. I bet you'll remember real soon. Who you are, and who I am too.
What? The man in front of me is not me. I'm even further away from the truth. Maybe not. Something is stirring in my mind, a memory about to emerge. Do I know this man? Now that I've shed my image of myself, I feel like I'm one step closer to the truth.
They got us good. It's all over for this submarine. Its engine room is destroyed, there's a hole in the hull, and it's sinking as we speak.
What are you doing here? I thought you had to deal with those people.
They betrayed me. I was a fool to trust them. They already have what they wanted now.
The Temsec fragments.
I didn't know they had it all figured out.
You mean they figured out the source of your powers?
Yeah, that meteorite's radiation has two effects on living creatures. It gives power and time.
If you don't mind, we'd like to hear more.
These 10 years, I've been watching that junkyard superintendent do his research, and I think I've kind of got some of it figured out. The meteorite's radiation gives spirits special powers.
Like possessing and manipulating objects.
In my case, swapping objects.
Exactly. Apparently, there are individual differences in the powers we get. And it seems these powers change as time goes by.
They do?
Yeah. My powers have changed over these past 10 years. At first, I could only manipulate small living creatures.
Now then, how do you suppose we got these powers? It's simple. It is? How then? In a nutshell, we died while exposed to the energy emitted by the meteorite. It's radiation. That's what does it? Dying while being exposed to the radiation? On that day 10 years ago, a fragment of that meteorite pierced my heart, and I died. So, of course, I received special powers. Hey, wait a minute! Is that how I got my powers too? You know, you might be right!
Excuse me.
Aren't the Temsic remnants still right there in that park at the bottom of the crater? You're right. That must mean I must have died in the presence of that meteorite's radiation too. Another effect the meteorite's radiation has on us is that it gives us time. Again, I think this time effect is centered around the theme of death, but it's not all that clear. The fact that I can return to 4 minutes before a person's death is another effect of that meteorite. One of the characteristics of that meteorite is the ability to replay the moment of death. Replay the moment of death? Ugh! This is all so strange and confusing. I can't take it all in. It makes about as much sense to me as anything else. Yeah. Strange and confusing. That just about sums up the object that pierced my body that day. Thanks to that meteorite fragment, my very existence is a contradiction. What do you mean? Contradictory existence. That day, when the fragment pierced my heart, I lost my life. However, because it remained inside me, that fragment continued to constantly regenerate my body. In other words, my body was cycling between the moments that separated my life and death. What? My body's vital function stopped 10 years ago, but my body's time is perpetually stopped at the moment just before death. Time just stopped, huh? So I simply just existed. Not really alive, and not really dead. That pretty much sums up these last 10 years for me. Ever since that incident in the park. My body hasn't aged a day. My hair hasn't grown an inch. Come to think of it, that old pigeon guy mentioned something. He said he couldn't cut this guy's body with a scalpel. So I guess as soon as the incision was made, his body would be regenerated. Wow. Before I left this country, I wanted to do one thing. I wanted to get revenge on the people who stole our lives. Our lives? As part of the deal, I made those guys promise to cooperate. Cooperate? You mean by kidnapping? It all went fine. I manipulated the Justice Minister and made him issue the execution order. But I thought he might call off the execution at the last second. But that's why you wanted... but that's why you wanted his daughter kidnapped. They kidnapped the wrong girl. Little did I know, they had their own reasons for cooperating with me. Huh? Their objective was to wipe out everybody who had to do with Timsic. Detective Jowd was one such person, so they were happy to cooperate. Inspector Cabanella and that junkyard super
They were slated to be wiped out too. And as it turns out, I was one of their targets as well. So they stole my Temsic fragments, and here I am. But they had one more final target. You, detective.
Me?
One final target. If you weren't there in the park that day 10 years ago, I never would have thought of doing something as stupid as taking a hostage.
Okay. But I was just a little kid playing in the park.
Yeah, I know.
Huh?
10 years later, and you'd become a detective looking into Jaud's case. Tonight, I invited you to a quiet spot on the edge of town. It was a trap, you see. I told you who I was. You never saw my face that day 10 years ago. So of course you didn't recognize me. I can fucking travel light years. I took possession of you to make you shoot me. Your subconscious resisted me. Such incredible power. It was the first time I wasn't able to control somebody completely. The aim was off, and the first shot missed the mark. Junkyard was equipped with security cameras. I knew you'd be wanted for murder. That was my plan anyway. Hey, it's me. I've been dead since the beginning of the game. But I had other ideas. They simply wanted you wiped out. But then, something threw a big monkey wrench into their scheme.
I showed up.
I was supposed to meet up with them after that. But then, something went wrong.
What happened?
My body disappeared.
Aha. Inspector in White was responsible for that one.
My precious bargaining chip was in that body. I had to get it back, no matter what. That inspector caused me no end of trouble.
But why were those people targeting me? I never even heard of the Temsic meteorite.
Because you were looking into the Jout case. They thought you would find out about Temsic sooner or later. So now it's time for us to die in the submarine with no air. Well, for you to die. I don't need to breathe. And that's pretty much the whole story. The only thing left to do now is to wait for water pressure to crush this submarine.
Oh no!
There are no cores that link from here to the water's surface.
I have an idea. We hook up the phone line and...
There are no communication cables down this deep. They meant for this submarine to be my coffin. A coffin for the dead. There's no escape.
I think I kind of understand now. What you've been feeling these 10 years.
What?
This feeling. Cut off from the world. All alone in a submarine. Sinking slowly towards the bottom of the endless sea. Actually, in Batman Brave and the Bold, Batman was put in a coffin while he was still alive. Checkmate. Sinking slowly towards the bottom of the endless sea. This must be how you felt all along. Lynn. Camilla. Is it true? We're stuck here? What? If my dad was here, I bet he'd save us. Oh, Camilla, I'm so sorry.
That's funny. What is it, Cecil?
There's something I don't understand. Why would they go through all that trouble of detaching the control room?
What?
Why didn't they just steal the Temsic fragment and escape if that's what they wanted? Why did they have to jettison your body off into the sea?
That's a good question. But I guess it doesn't matter why now. We'll never find it again. We have no idea where it was launched to.
Wait a minute. Yes, we do. This will tell us where Detective Jout is.
Ah, the present from the Inspector in White.
That's right. Detective Jout told me to hold on to it for him. And the bullet is still in the person's body in the command room, right? We should be able to tell exactly where it is with this.
But even if we find out where it is, how do we get there?
We should be able to figure something out between the three of us. With our powers, right, Miss Lynn? Right, and, wait a minute. What about a torpedo?
Torpedo?
In any case, it's way too early to give up.
Looks like Detective Jout is our last hope.
Come on, let's get started.
Yeah, let's open the door. Better not open this. That water would come gushing in, I bet.
Such a peaceful mood at the moment. No need to throw cold water on it.
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to call it peaceful. I want to. I have to talk.
So Shell is definitely there in the command room, right? Just without the fragment.
It's there, yeah, but I don't know about calling it a shell.
Detective Jout's watch will tell us exactly where he is.
Right. He said it was a radio receiver, didn't he?
Might still be another torpedo in the submarine. If we use it, we can get to Detective Jout.
That's a brilliant plan, Detective.
You think so?
So what are you gonna do? Right on top of the torpedo?
Of course not. You guys are gonna go.
I kind of wanted to see that.
Did you want to see me drown? But my dad isn't here on the submarine.
Don't worry. We're gonna go get him right now.
Okay. I hope it didn't hurt Lynn's feelings what I said about my dad saving us if he was here. Oh, don't worry about that. Come on, let's... Like, that just rolled right off Miss Lynn's back. She's really thick-skinned.
Ouch.
I'm gonna start being tougher, too. I want to make my dad proud of me. Miss Camilla.
I'm sure your dad is very proud of you, Camila.
Okay, what do we do now?
We go find the command room that was launched somewhere into the sea.
What? How? Just to let you know, I don't like water very much.
According to Lynn.
Who's to say
That they aren't. According to Lynn, key to our plan is a torpedo, kind of missile.
Missile! You have a missile right here!
I don't think she's talking about that kind of a missile. Now then, where did we see another torpedo? Better not open that.
it's grape time?
Why is this machine shoving grapes at me?
Well, it looks like the private cabin of the top officer, doesn't it? The machine is probably for feeding him grapes while he lies in bed.
Oh yes, I love grapes.
Joking.
Oh, it sounds heavenly. Dogs can't eat grapes.
I've been thinking about this for a while now, but don't you think that country's use of technology is just a little off?
As the guy who made a deal said country.
Anyway, looks like the arm of this machine is a bit busted.
Torpedo room.
Torpedo room, huh?
Might be another torpedo left there. I'll go check it out.
Oh, I get it. You're gonna go use a missile to ram the control room.
Well, I don't know about ram, but we don't want to blow up Detective Jowd up. Yeah. Something like that.
We'll climb up to the torpedo room, too. Up is definitely safer.
Okay. I'll see you there then. How the fuck did you get here?
Looks like the torpedoes can be launched manually with these switches. There are 2 tubes. There should be 1 more left. I guess the first thing we have to do is load it up into the tube. When it comes to missiles, you can count on me! I'll enter the coordinates of the command room into the torpedo. And I just turned on the backup power. Gotta be able to use the switches now.
Okay. Let's try it.
Good luck!
How's it going there?
I'm just calculating command room's coordinates now. I have to put in a slight offset though. Don't want to blow it up.
I'm sure Detective Jowd would appreciate that.
Well, leave this to me. Good luck with loading the missile.
Okay, thanks. Switch won't budge, maybe it's broken. I don't think the entire device is broken though. Probably work just fine if only I could move the switch. Just have to find a way to move it somehow, but I can't do it with my powers alone.
What happened to these 2 ladies?
I think that's up to us and our powers.
What?
This is no time to be standing around, unsure of ourselves. Will you lend me your strength missile?
Me? Of course I will. Count on it.
There we go. The torpedo looks serviceable.
All set on this end too. Something's odd.
What is?
Fan room. It looks like it's slowly sinking.
Sinking?
Yeah, like it's completely run out of power. I wonder what happened.
I don't know. I guess I'll find out.
Right. Okay, hop onto the missile. I'll launch it for you.
Okay, thanks.
Already set the torpedo's course. It'll head towards the command room where Detective Jout is. 12 seconds after launching, it'll pass by the command room for an instant. That instant will be your window of opportunity to jump over to the command room.
Okay, got it. And we'll find a way to come back and save you. That'll probably be my last task tonight. Just hold on until we get back.
Oh yeah, I'm still gonna disappear at dawn.
Okay, come on, Missile. Missile?
I'm sorry, I can't go.
What?
I just can't. How can I leave? I can't leave Miss Lynn and Miss Camila behind. I can't do it.
Missile.
I swapped the switches so the missile can be launched. You'll have to do the rest, Cecil.
Can't do it either. Can't ask the Missile to come with me after that. I understand exactly how he feels.
I want you to go, Missile. What? But Miss Camila, Miss Lynn. You staying here won't change our fate. We're going to suffocate. But if you go with Cecil, you might be able to make something happen. And that's our only hope. But what if something doesn't happen? I'll never be able to see you again. Never, ever again. Even I can understand that. I couldn't stand that. Don't worry, Missile. Miss Camila? I just know you and Cece.
I've ruined my no run.
Can make something happen. I believe in you. I'll be right here waiting for you. We'll see each other then. Don't worry. Miss Camila! That's a good boy, Missile. Are you ready? Remember, it's 12 seconds after I throw the switch.
We're ready.
Cecil?
Yes?
We never found out who you really were. But that doesn't matter now. All I know is I'm truly glad I met you tonight. Thank you for everything.
And I'm glad I met you, Detective.
Well, we're gonna see each other again, right? Right, Cecil? Right, Missile?
That's right. We promise, little lady.
Of course we will! I'll never forget you, no matter what happens.
Here goes then.
Good luck, friend.
You're gonna like this next sequence. "12 seconds are lasting an eternity. I strive to think of a way to save Lynn and the little lady the whole time. But how can a ray of light of hope reach this far down into the deep sea? Before I think of an answer, 12 seconds are up. A ray. I can't go that far. Detective Chowd.
I bet you that big masked man did this. I'm gonna bite him.
You better not. You might break your teeth. Man room has lost power and is sinking. Tell me what that masked man is gonna do.
Let's talk to Detective Jowd.
Sorry for the wait, Detective Jowd.
Who are you? Are you Cecil?
Please excuse my appearance.
I can't believe you made it here. How's Camila? And what about Lynn?
Well, kind of a long story. So I told him the story. I told Detective Jowd about everything that happened on the submarine Yonoa.
So the submarine is badly damaged. Why would he do that to his own submarine?
I wish I knew.
I know the answer to that one. It's because he's afraid of my powers.
You followed us? I didn't even notice.
It's been 10 long years, Detective Jowd.
Are you? Yomiel?
So, you remember me, do you?
How could I possibly forget?
That's your real name, huh? Yomiel?
That's right.
Those people on the Yona were calling you Sissel.
That's just an alias I was using for my deal with them. I didn't see any need to tell them my real name.
Could you do me a favor? Would you let me ask you some questions? I've been trying to find out my true identity all night.
Sure, go ahead. I'm sure there's plenty we can still tell you, right, Detective Jowd?
Right. 10 years ago, you were a top systems engineer, weren't you?
Systems engineer? What's that? By the way, I'm a top Pomeranian, you know.
Well, it's kind of hard to explain to a dog, but it's a person who's good at using computers.
I don't mean to brag, but I was one of the best in the industry. That's how I got roped into joining that project.
Project? What project?
It was a project aimed at reorganizing the nation's top secret information. The goal was to build a new system using multi-dimensional programming theory. I was asked to join the project by an agent of the government.
Doesn't sound like something a top Pomeranian would know anything about.
To me, it just sounded like another challenging job. However, this project was also the target of a secret plot. I bet you can imagine the kind of crime the nation's top secrets might attract. I never thought for the life of me that I'd have to deal with spies.
It was never made public, but every organization in the country moved on this one. And then one day, the name of a certain programmer emerged as a suspect.
I was the guy who built the core of the system.
The police arrested you, and then that incident happened.
We escaped from the interrogation room and took little Lynn as hostage.
By the way, Detective Jowd, when was it that I was proven innocent?
About 6 months after your death. I'm so sorry, Omeo.
10 years ago, my soul was split from my body, and I lost everything. I was sealed in eternal darkness. I was suffering sanity effects on my low sanity run. I existed in this world, no question about that. But nobody noticed my presence. What good were my powers? They didn't help anybody. Not even the passage of time could heal my pain. In fact, it only made it worse. I wanted to disappear. But I wasn't even allowed to do that. The way Lynn described it is exactly right. Sinking slowly towards the bottom of an endless sea. An overwhelming feeling of loneliness and despair. And I wanted all of you to suffer what I was suffering.
So that's why you murdered Alma.
That's right. I wanted you to know what it was like to lose everything you cared about. I wanted you to feel the same pain I felt. What? It was the twisted wish of a mind poisoned by infinite loneliness. And then, as I was plotting my revenge, I had an idea. I came up with a plan to use these powers of mine to make a deal.
There's something that I just don't understand about that deal. I'm sure your powers would be very valuable to them, but what would you get out of the deal?
A new life.
Life?
I asked them for 2 conditions. Number 1 was that they help me with my revenge plots. And the second was a rebirth for me.
A rebirth? A new beginning, eh?
I didn't care if it was a fake life, an artificial life. I just wanted a physical receptacle for my soul, a name, an identity, in everyday life. I wanted to grow older in a society that would accept me. And finally, I wanted to die, surrounded by a loving family. That's the kind of life I asked them for.
A completely man-made life.
That's right. I knew I couldn't hope for anything more than that. To make it all come true, I knew it would take a lot of money and a lot of power. That's why I decided to ask a national government to help me. And their response in the end was betrayal. They were making their moves much more carefully than I suspected. They sent their spies to this country and researched my powers on their own. And they even figured out what Temsic was all about.
And you had no idea they were doing all this.
Not at all. I was a fool.
Well then, why did they go through all the trouble of making a deal with you? Why didn't they just steal Temsic? Why didn't they just steal a hunk of Temsic meteorite from the park?
They couldn't.
Huh?
After the manipulator incidents, research was conducted in this country too. A report was submitted to the government about the source of the manipulator's power. Then the little gay boy came along and delivered it.
Inspector Cabanella, the old pigeon guy, eh?
At first, the government didn't believe the reports. But then, they decided to put the park under surveillance. Just in case.
Surveillance, huh?
It looks like just an ordinary park. Peaceful. But there are armed agents there at all times.
That guy's got a gun? Don't tell me that odd leaflet guy is one of them.
No, not him. He's just a plain old odd person. He's just fucking there for some reason. That park is like a silent battlefield on an international scale.
That's why they couldn't steal the Temsic meteorites.
And lately, under the pretense of building a housing site, they've been working on a plan to destroy that park in order to secure the Temsic meteorite.
So that's it, huh?
So the upshot of your grand deal was this, eh?
Yeah. It's the ending I deserve.
But at least there's one thing you must be happy about.
What's that?
You've managed to seal me away at the bottom of the sea. Forever.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm pretty happy with this.
Well, shall we get started?
Started with what?
Bringing Detective Jowd back to life, of course.
What? What good would that do now?
But we promised! We promised Miss Lynn and Miss Camila we'd save them!
We can't do that without you, Detective Jowd. I'm guided by fate tonight to this place. I won't give up now.
Alright. Fine. Let's see where it leads us. Here we go.
Here we go then. Back to 4 minutes before your death. Before death.
So, where are we headed? We're not headed anywhere, Detective. What? There was only enough fuel on board to launch us away, Detective. We'll run out soon. That will be our destination, Detective. What are you talking about? That would mean that you're trapped here too. By the way, Detective, I am not human, Detective. I'm a remote-controlled robot, Detective. What? Your country's use of technology is just plain off. We get that a lot, Detective. Why would you go to all this trouble to do this? That's nothing but a shell there. Hardly a threat anymore. Commander Sith likes to provide against all possibility, no matter how small, Detective. Possibility? What are you talking about? There's no need for you to know, Detective. I hope you're ready to eat shit. Now it's time to say goodbye, Detective. In the end, your fate remains the same, it seems, Detective. Camilla, forgive me. Yeah, he's fucking dead.
It isn't over yet. It isn't? Remember what that big masked man said? Any possibility, no matter how small.
Possibility?
In other words, there must be a chance here somewhere. A possibility of turning the situation around.
I hope you remember the things you said earlier at the beginning of these streams.
Where are we headed? We're not headed anywhere, Detective. We'll run out of fuel soon, and that will be our destination, Detective. Oh, I read all this earlier. Oh?
What is it, Detective?
Look at Yomi yourself.
There's no aura emanating from his body. Of course there isn't. The Temsic fragment is gone. Could this change in his shell give us some kind of a lead?
I figured it out. I know what this possibility, no matter how small, is that they are afraid of.
What is it?
My time was perpetually stopped thanks to the power of Temsic.
Body cycle between moments that separated his life and death.
Right, but not anymore. Temsic fragment has been taken away. Exactly. So what does that mean?
I get it. Your body won't come back to life anymore.
The moment the Temsic fragment was removed, my shell became a regular corpse.
So, let's see. That means we can go back to 4 minutes before your death?
But wait a minute. Exactly when is that death?
That's simple. We'll find out. When we get there, let's move!
I fell back through the cracks of time for what seemed like forever. Then I saw it. Final death at the end of this long night. Who exactly am I? I've already seen all of the clues. All I have to do now is remember. final journey to the truth starts now. Final chapter. When was Yomiel's death? It was 10 years ago, when the Temsik meteorite fell. Welcome to 10 years ago. We traveled back through time, and now we're here at the scene of that death. The start of it all is about to replay itself. 5:26 p.m.
It's ready!
Hold it! Give it up. Do you really think you can outrun me? Now, just calm down and drop that weapon. Stay back. If you come any closer, I'll shoot her. A kitten. Shoo, you might get hurt. Are you okay? Alright now, are you hurt?
You saved me, mister.
I was just doing my job. Gods, they're the ones who saved you.
What's your job, mister?
Me? I'm a police detective.
I thought I smelled bacon.
Yeah, I get that a lot. So that's the Temsik meteorite, eh?
It's beautiful, looking at it from this angle.
It changed all our fates completely.
Ah, got the wrong voice earlier. Can't stop Temsik from falling from the sky, but we might be able to protect you from that fragment and save your life.
I don't know.
What's the matter, Detective Jowd?
To be perfectly honest, I'm scared. If that meteorite fragment doesn't get hit, I'm pretty sure I would have shot it. We might not be able to change your fate of dying.
I can accept that. What I did was inexcusable. No matter how the future might change, that fact will never go away. If my fate is to die here, then I accept that.
Be our last battle against fate. Beyond that will be a new future.
Okay, let's get started.
How are we gonna save you? Lynn would just wander off somewhere that would solve everything.
I know Sweet Potato is almost ready. He's not gonna budge from that spot.
But you know what makes me wonder? Little girl all alone in a park listening to music and roasting a sweet potato. What kind of childhood did this girl have?
Doesn't everybody have at least one day in their life like that? Give her a break.
Anyway, Lynn won't budge from that spot. And we'll just have to have the fragment move instead.
It's ready!
What in the world is this thing?
Oh boy, you even forgot what a sweet potato is? It's a roasted root vegetable. It's good.
Nothing like them on a cold winter day.
There's nothing like them on a cold winter day.
They're sweet, and they smell delicious.
These guys are sure making me want to try one.
Come on.
What are you doing? You're gonna hurt poor Miss Lynn's ears!
I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking.
You really startled her. Even made her drop her sweet potato.
I know how much this girl loves her food, too. Anyway, at least her fate has changed quite ever so slightly.
No, look at that sweet potato. Big scary sweet potato.
Not a sweet potato, that's Mino.
Oh, right, of course. Look at them. Potato Mino. And now they both have the same shape.
So you're saying you could swap them? Huh, good idea, Missile.
Okay, here we go. And I'm gonna need your help.
My help?
Oh look, the lamppost is bending.
But it hasn't broken yet.
Really is a wonder it hasn't snapped. It might just hold out for a little while longer.
If I recall, Temsic fragment smashed through the glass lantern on its way down.
But if Minnow sits firmly in its way,
And fate should change.
there.
Ah, there, how's that?
Look, the fragment's course. It changed a little.
Now your meal's fate should really change.
Wait a minute. Take another look at the fragment's trajectory. Now that it's changed, what's in its path? Its path? No!
Oh! My dick!
Detective Jowd! Tim's fragment shot through his leg.
Oh! What the?
little twists of fate weren't over yet. Come on. Put it down. Jowd, put the gun down now! If you don't, you're going to shoot him. I don't know if it's detective's training or what. Even though he's shaking from the pain, the gun doesn't waver. Put the gun down! I knew it. This is my true fate. In the end, I stole his life away with my own hands.
I won't let that happen!
Missile. Bullet is stopped in midair.
I'm here, inside the bullet. Now let's swap it with something.
What? With what?
Detective Jowd. Meteorite fragment is what made you pull the trigger. We won't let you become a murderer. We have to prove that murder isn't the detective's true fate. To do that, we have to stop this bullet. There must be something the same shape as the bullet around here.
I hope you're ready for a sweet potato.
Ooh. Oh no, we stopped the bullet, but we still couldn't save him.
That's not true. My fate of getting pierced through the back might not have changed, but I'm still alive. What? I'm not dead, I'm just unconscious.
Okay, so your fate of death has changed, but still. This fate is just too painful to watch in every sense.
I don't think so. As long as I'm alive, that's good enough for me.
But we were overlooking one thing. The wheel of fate was still slowly turning.
Look out! Wake up! You gotta get out of there! Damn it, my leg won't work.
It's all over, we're out of time! It's Lynn!
It's not over yet.
But there isn't anything else to swap with!
Why don't we just let it play out?
Why don't we just let it play out and then try to find another way next time? Even if she dies, all you have to do is possess her corpse. And then you can redo her last 4 minutes as many times as it takes.
No, I won't do that.
Why not?
Sure, the fact of her death would be erased, but her memory of it would remain, like a scar on her psyche. I won't let that happen, not if I can help it.
But what can we do now? Even if we work together?
I think there might be something that can be done.
What is it? What can Caesar and I do?
Don't forget, I'm here too. With 3 kinds of powers among us, we ought to be able to fight this battle. This battle against the fate of death.
Okay, so, the detective got hit in the leg, and now the big stone statue is going to crush Lynn unless we do something. And also, Yomiel is still alive.
Cecil, your power is manipulating objects. Use your power to manipulate this.
Huh? I don't get it.
Just trust me, let's go.
Alright, I'll try to move there.
Now gather your strength and make it spray as if your life depended on it.
I'm dead though.
In that case, make it spray as if your death depended on it. Give it your all. Remember, you only have a split second. Okay, now do it!
Got it!
Now it's your turn, Missile.
What? Me? But what can I do?
I think you know the answer to that.
Okay, got it.
You can swap them. That hunk of concrete will go back to its original position.
But even when I swap them, I'll still be right above Miss Lynn.
Don't worry.
I'll do it. I'll swap them. It's no use. We can't stop that horrible Mino.
What can we do now? I don't see how gaining a second or two helped.
Oh, it helped all right. Those few seconds were exactly what I wanted. Last up, it's my turn.
Your turn. Him.
You know what my power is, right? I can manipulate living creatures.
Wait a minute. You mean...
That's right. I'm going to save that little girl. Save her by manipulating my own unconscious body.
The gods. My leg! Tell me about it. Ah, you're awake. Don't look behind you. Uh-oh.
Mister, is your knee okay?
Oh, it'll be fine. It's just a scrape. I'm lucky it wasn't a fatal hit. But the main thing is that you're not hurt.
You saved me, mister.
I was just doing my job. The gods, they're the ones who saved you.
Job, mister.
Me? I'm a police detective.
I smell bacon.
Oh, I get that a lot. Don't look there. Do you think you could call the police for me? I think you could do it quicker than I could.
But...
Here's my gun.
What's that?
This is a detective's badge. We give them to children who've been very brave.
A detective's badge? T-pose. Thanks!
Okay, you know what to do, little detective. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, that's not happening. Are you alive? Yeah. Sadly. Hang on. Help is coming. What made you do such a reckless thing? To be perfectly honest, I don't really know. When I came to, my body was already moving all by itself. As if somebody else was controlling me. I see. But, you know, I'm glad it happened.
Hey, mister. I found this kitten. It was over there.
Come to think of this, I just saw it a few minutes ago. It's probably a stray.
Kind of limp. Is it okay?
I don't know. I think it's unconscious. That's funny. It doesn't look like it's injured or anything.
Poor little kitty.
How about if I take it to my house and look after it? Would you like to come home with me, little kitten?
Well, it looks like his fate's changed in a big way.
Whose fate?
That kitten's, of course. Cecil's.
Cecil? Name Cecil echoes in my head. That's my real name.
These lonely 10 years, you were my one and only friend. How about it? Do you remember now? Old friend?
I think I finally remember. 10 years ago, I was a little kitten that wandered into this park. I was weak and all alone in the world. We're a cat! Somebody, please look at me.
Oh, kitten, sure, you might get hurt.
Somebody, please reach a hand out to me. Somebody fucking pet me.
I had just only died at the time. I had lost everything. My life, my memory. My body wouldn't move anymore, but I still managed to reach out a hand to him. Next thing I knew, my soul had transferred to the black kitten. With no recollection of who I was, I lived as a cat with you for a while.
After a while, the man regained his memory. I went back to just being a cat. Then the man got his body back.
I took my body back from the morgue. There was somebody I just had to see. Just one more time. I took control of my body and hurried to her house. I was just a little too late. I had just missed her as she left this world. She left me a note that said, "I'm coming to you, Yomil."
A man named Cecil. That was the name of something important he had lost, along with his life. His fiancée. He told me about it once, but I didn't understand what it was.
That's why Cecil can't read.
Those 10 years were very happy for me, but they weren't happy for the man. Nothing I could do for him.
For 10 years I wandered through the darkness with no particular place to go. As time passed, my powers gradually changed. At first I could only manipulate small creatures and objects. But then, after a while, I could manipulate people. That's when the darkness inside me deepened, and I started to get a little twisted. I wanted lights. Distorted artificial lights. When I got my revenge on Lynn, I would see that light, or at least that's what I tried to believe. I left my old self buried in that junkyard and walked away.
The Black Cat.
I was possessing Cecil then. It wouldn't look much very much like a murder if the corpse got up and walked away after all.
So you borrowed the body of your old friend.
Diesel was inside that bag I was carrying tonight. I had no intention of leaving my friend behind in this country when I left. But then, when I went to possess his body, I realized something horrible.
What was that?
Diesel there inside the bag was dead.
What?
I wasn't able to control her completely. First bullet didn't hit anything. Or so I thought.
It hit something, didn't it? It hit Cecil inside that bag. Yes.
That's when I lost my life. Right there in the presence of the Temsec radiation. And that's when I got my powers of the dead. My ghost tricks. I think I understand it now. Why I was the only one who couldn't get his memory back. It was because I thought that corpse was me. I was the only corpse I could see at the time, after all. But as it turns out, it wasn't the only dead body. My true death was hiding just behind that corpse. Now that I think about it, do you remember what you said? That you knew all along about me saving Lynn tonight? If you knew, why didn't you try to stop me?
It's simple. Because I couldn't, even if I wanted to.
Huh? Why not?
Remember the thing about individual differences in the powers we get? I can control all kinds of things, from the living to the dead. But even so, there are some things that you can do that I can't.
You mean?
I can't even rewind time, let alone change the fate of a death. If I could do those things, I would have saved your life. Not only that, but I never would have let my fiancé stay dead like that.
You're here 10 years in the past now.
That's thanks to your powers. I just tagged along with you.
In any case, now the starting point of this entire tragedy has changed dramatically, altering fate. The fate of your death, fate of Cecil's fate, the kitten, Cecil's fate. And I can just bet you, fate of the woman you love has changed too.
Yes, I believe you're right.
Oh, this was the last fate to be averted, eh?
So, Ilmiel, it looks like your plan for revenge ended in failure.
Yes.
And I'm glad too.
I think I kind of understand now. You've been healing these 10 years.
She understood. She shed tears for me. That's when my revenge was over. She saved me from the darkness.
Well then, I guess it's time we got back. A new 10 years later was just born.
Right. We should get back to our new presence.
Can't wait to see Miss Slid and Miss Camille again.
These 10 years will now all vanish.
Well, not completely. The memories of all of us here will remain, including the memory of what I did, my crime.
That's the way this Game of the Dead works, eh?
And no matter what the reason, there's no denying the fact that I took Lynn hostage, tried to point a gun at her. I have no intention of running away from that either. The most inexcusable crime in my new life. Hey, Cecil.
Yes.
When we go back, our fates will no longer be interconnected. It will be like we never met. But before that happens, I just wanted to say one thing. Tonight, I stole away your life with my own hands. I am truly sorry.
Already a thing of the lost past. Our fates have changed now, right, Yomiel?
Thank you, Cecil. I'm so very glad I met you.
Me too, Yomiel.
Cecil! Are we ever gonna see each other again? I couldn't stand it if we weren't.
Don't worry, Missile. I bet we'll see each other again someday. 10 years from now, our paths are sure to cross. We'll just have to wait until then.
Cecil, I'll never forget you.
I'll never forget you either, valiant little doggy.
Well, it looks like you come to live with me now. Let's be getting home, little black cats.
Oh, huh? That sounds good, Detective Jowd. True. We'll witness the birth of a new beginning, and now, we're each going back to our own new presents. We said goodbye to the parts of our stories that would be lost, believing that someday our paths would all cross again.
What? No, something else is supposed to happen.
Wait!
Before you go back to a new present, I wanted to thank you. Before I cease to exist.
Oh, it's you.
Yes, it is I, Ray, in case you have forgotten again. Thanks to you, everything had turned out as I had hoped. I'm really grateful to you, Cecil. Thank you.
But don't forget, I was only on a journey to find my own lost memory.
Yes, I know that. I know all about you.
Can I ask you a question, Ray? I want to know. Who exactly are you?
Fair enough. I will tell you. Let me tell you about another version of tonight's events. You changed the fate of many people tonight. The first of which was hers. If you had not been there for her tonight, her fate would have been to die in that lonely spot on the outskirts of town. If that had occurred, what do you suppose would have happened? Let me tell you a story. The story of a little creature. After they stole her life that night, they broke into her apartments. They stole the wooden box from the ceiling hiding place and left. And in the process, 2 little dead bodies were left behind. However, the little fellow's spirit lived on. He desperately reached out his paw towards his mistress, and that's when a miracle occurred.
Look at that. Powers the dead, but how?
He didn't really understand it himself. Not yet, anyway. But with all you know now, I bet you understand it, do you not?
Hey, wait a minute.
That's right. He died inside the aura of that strange energy. But unfortunately, his meager powers, he was unable to save his little mistress. There wasn't anything he could do with only the powers to swap objects.
And the power to manipulate objects in order to save the little lady.
The little fellow chased after the men, but there still wasn't anything he could do. In the end, he was left behind with the man in red in the deep, deep sea. And then he went back. He went back to the world of 10 years before, to the moment of the man in red's death.
What?
He decided to wait it out. He decided to wait until that night came again. And that's the other story. That's the other version of this story of this night. A story that had taken 10 years to be retold.
So that was you, huh?
That's right. I'm Missile. 10 years is a very long time in dog years.
You couldn't change the fate of these people on your own. So you decided to wait those 10 years out.
Exactly. And then at last, that fateful night rolled around again. By this time, I had grown old, and my powers were weak. So I decided I needed to find somebody to help me this time around. Somebody who possessed different powers than me.
But wait a second. You were able to manipulate that desk lamp.
Over the course of the long years, my powers changed. My ability to swap objects weakened, but I became able to manipulate small objects.
But in that case, why didn't you cooperate with yourself?
Because I couldn't.
Huh?
From watching the man in red, I found out there were individual differences in our powers. I couldn't do any of the things he could do, like travel through the telephone lines, for example.
What?
It may not seem like much, but it's a very important power. Especially if you're trying to chase somebody.
There's something I don't understand. You knew from the very beginning that I had that power. How did you know so much about me?
Why wouldn't I? After all, we had met before on that night the first time around.
What? We met before?
From listening to the conversation of the two intruders to the apartments, I learned that Miss Lynn had lost her life at that junkyard on the edge of town. I followed the ghost world paths to the junkyard and came upon an incredible scene. Imagine, if you will, there, in the darkness, a twisting and swiveling disc lamp. It made my fur stand on end, I can tell you.
That was me. But I was shot on that night the first time around as well.
You had lost your memory that time too. You had just died, and you felt confused. You declined to cooperate with me.
I did what? I just want to find my own lost memory. Sorry, I can't help you.
That's what you said. And then you disappeared. Away over the telephone line.
I'm really sorry that I didn't help you.
That's why I decided that this time, I would use that desire of yours to our mutual advantage.
Mutual advantage.
The only thing you were interested in was finding your own lost memory. If I could guide you along the right path to doing that, we would both benefit. And namely, the right path would be the path to the man in red, to Yomiel.
What?
I gave you the information you needed to know to set you in the right direction. And then I gave you a time limit.
Time limits.
That's right. As you know, I said you only had until tomorrow morning. If I hadn't done that, you wouldn't have found out the truth tonight. The man in red would have been sealed away at the bottom of the sea, forever. If that had happened, it would have been all over.
Then you mean the thing about ceasing to exist?
Oh, that's completely made up. A little naughty of me, I know. But I wanted you to use your time wisely.
Oh boy. I hate to admit it, but this little doggy really outsmarted me in every way.
Let's call it the wisdom that comes with age. And now it's time to say farewell. These past 10 years will cease to exist, and with them, so will I.
Missile.
I believed in you. I always knew you could do it. And so you did. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Missile. You waited these long 10 years. All for the sake of your two ladies, Lynn and Camilla, eh?
Of course. Because that's what doggies do. Now then, farewell, Cecil.
So the story of a single night came to an end. Nobody of us knew what had really happened in this town tonight. I made my way back to a new presence. Ray was Missile the whole time.
How come it's so dark? I'll just turn on the lights here.
Prepare to die.
Were you surprised? You bet I was. You nearly scared me to death.
Hello. Oh, this is the very end of Ghost Trick.
Yippee, it worked! But it's not even my birthday today. It was my mom's birthday the day before yesterday. I made the surprise for her, but it came out so well I wanted to use it again.
That's alright, Lynn. After all, we're celebrating the birth of your new position as detective, right?
Really? Thank you, Detective Jowd. your home!
Hi, Camilla. Let me introduce you. This is Lynn. She was just assigned to the detective division today.
Hi, Camila. It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Lynn. Congratulations on becoming a detective. Huh? Is something wrong? You have one of those badges too. Oh, this. Yeah. I have one just like it. My dad gave it to me the other day. But yours looks a lot older than mine, though.
How long are you going to keep wearing that toy badge, Lynn?
What's wrong with it? To me, this is the symbol of a real detective.
It's been 10 years since then, hasn't it? Who would have guessed that you'd actually become a detective one day?
When you gave me this badge, I just knew. I knew it was my destiny somehow.
Destiny, eh?
And now that I'm a detective, I'll find out where that destiny will lead me.
That you will. That you will. Hello, Mr. Kitty Cat.
Oh, hello. Don't tell me you're that same little kitten.
That's right, the very one.
You know what? This is a very, very special cat. He's 10 years old, but he's still a kitten. Still a kitten? Yep. He never got any bigger or anything. Wow. What a mysterious little fellow. I know, right? His name is Cecil. Cecil. It seems to me that I've heard that name somewhere before. I think Cecil likes you, Lynn.
Hello.
Alright, everyone. Let's start the celebration. Okay, Mom. I bet you're just like me. Your destiny led you here somehow too. And so we meet again, Cecil.
Just that single night as a human, I got a glimpse into their world, and I learned something. Their fates, their lives, they're all interconnected. Somewhere, somehow, some way. And now, this is my new fate. I guess I really am a cat. It suits me just fine to curl up and watch. Watch the strange and beautiful patterns of their lives as they're untold. And it looks like I have plenty to watch here for quite a while.
Oh yeah, baby! Happy birthday to our lovely Lynn.
Like I said, isn't my birthday. Hey, Missile, I thought I asked you to stay home and guard the fort.
But birthdays are for celebrating together with friends and family. Nothing like it.
And that is the end of Ghost Trick. There. How do you like that? Not bad, huh?
But definitely not good.
Maybe now I can be a great detective just like Inspector Cabanilla.
What kind of example is the inspector providing for his men?
This too is Yuri. Put your fucking shoes on.
Yes, your food, gentlemen. Emery, what are you doing here? I heard you were going to be picking new members for the Special Investigation Unit today.
You took on a part-time job here just to eavesdrop.
Oh, you have no idea the lengths I'll go to reach my goals.
La la la, I've never cooked this way before. So exotic, so lovely. Turmeric, coriander, cumin, and thundering. Chicken pasta.
Is this really necessary for the new curry chicken menu item?
Oh, but the very best customer requested it. Now good luck with the taste testing.
Oh boy, I don't think I could eat another bite. But who exactly is this very best customer anyway?
You!
Are you sure we really needed all of these explosives?
Not to worry, Beauty, my dear, I followed the instructions exactly. 20 kilograms of gunpowder, just like it said.
Wait a minute, 20 kilograms? I thought it was 20 grams!
So this is where you work, huh, Papa?
That's right, sweetheart.
Darling husbands, don't you have any ideas you could give me? You must have heard some juicy stories, the inscriptions of a minister, perhaps.
Oh no, must you talk that way in front of our darling angel?
Yes, to the sturdy mind of my darling husband.
This deal's going quite well. Oh, I must say, these grapes are quite good, my man.
The Yona is about to scrape the bottom of the sea, sir. Be forewarned, sir.
Gad! Keep it together, man. Are you trying to give me a case of the vapors? I believe I nearly died of fright just now.
My apologies, sir. I'm just a fucking head. Love paste and pigeons, love long live rock and roll. Golden, quit playing with a damn microwave. Stop the park from charging admission. Protect the rights of those who live here. Yeah, today's the day, he's finally getting out. Everybody's starting to get real tired of seeing you do that.
And let me show you the new dance that's been passed down in our family for generations.
Yes, we have to do this. We call it Dance to Pain. away.
Oh, I'm really interested in that one. Think you could show it to me, say, next week?
You got it!
You got it, pal.
That's the best idea. Yomio.
10 long years, Yomiel, your time's up today. The young lady who always comes to visit you is waiting outside.
Thank you, Cecil.
And that's... Come on. Okay, there we go. That is the end of Ghost Trick. I had a real blast with this game. I had real fun actually getting to try those puzzles instead of watching a Let's Play. Cecil is, again, you're correct, he can travel through time. He's undead. He will never die. And he can time travel, which is pretty cool. Yes, you did. My bad. The good news is, with the end of this, that marks the question. What am I going to do next? And I believe, there's another game by Capcom that I've been looking forward to. It's not Resident Evil, it's Phoenix Wright. What's the next one? This is the second Phoenix Wright. It's not Dual Destinies, it's something else. It's not Trials and Tribulation. Justice for All, that's the one. Justice for All. Phoenix Wright is next. Not next now, no, I gotta eat. While I'm here, though, I'm gonna see who else is streaming. I might be able to raid them if there's a friend streaming. Yep. Alright. Before we go, let me put on something for the mood. This is a song dedicated to Missile's dog. Not Missile's dog, Shi Takumi, the creator of these series, or director. Thank you all for watching.
Have a good one. Oh, and we'll be rating a friend shortly.